Salah, Mo Salah, the Egyptian god. Mo Salah, the forgotten king. The fullback trembles when he's on the wing. Mo Salah, the red pharaoh. PL legend, the cup will know. Mo Salah from Mo Kowloon. Like Khonshu, he controls the moon. Mo Salah, legend of this squad. Mo Salah, the Egyptian god. Desert winds are where he was born. Respect for all the jerseys he has worn. Speed like a river, he balances the frame. Every goal he scores is a record he claims. He emerged in Basel, excelled in Rome. Now he's in Liverpool, which he calls home. The boy from the desert, his own biome. Conquered the world and sits on the throne. Mo Salah, the forgotten king. The fullback trembles when he's on the wing. Mo Salah, the red pharaoh. PL legend, the cup will know. Mo Salah from Mo Kowloon. Like Khonshu, he controls the moon. Mo Salah, legend of this squad. Mo Salah, the Egyptian god. Chelsea sold him, thought he was done. Now he's the beast that they all run from. A king on the pitch with a crown in his hand, carrying dreams of a football land. Golden, left foot, forged in the Nile. Scoring, hat tricks, the Mo Salah style. Mo Salah, the forgotten king. The fullback trembles when he's on the wing. Mo Salah, the red pharaoh. PL legend, the cup will know. Mo Salah from Mo Kowloon. Like Khonshu, he controls the moon. Mo Salah, legend of this squad. Mo Salah, the Egyptian god.
Afternoon. I hope you like that one. Thought I'd play a Mo Salah song where I won't get copywritten. Hope you like that one. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show this afternoon. It's been a couple of days. Thought I would do a football news show. Lots and lots to talk about. Loads and loads of updates on various things that have happened. Also, I've got a bit of a new look channel. Spruced things up a little bit. Got a new banner. Some new updates in there. I'm also going to be loading some member videos as well soon. As you can see in there, join the Rebels, become a member. I'm doing a conspiracies and rabbit hole show on Wednesday night as well, which you can all enjoy. That's going to be about 2 hours long. That one's going to be more around what you want me to talk about. So you just let me know in the chat and we can chop it up and we can dig into all of that cool stuff. If you haven't hit the like and subscribe, please do. Get it done early. I think I've got 2 shows running at the same time. I'm just going to check because this doesn't make any sense. It looks like I've got 2 shows. Why have I got 2 shows? Why is there another show running? Let me delete that. Let me delete that show. That shouldn't be running. So let me delete that. Okay, so running live. Yeah, so that's live now. Monetization is not even on, which is a bit silly. I'm not really sure why there's stuff going on there. Odd, very odd. Very odd. It's lost like all of my tags and everything on this video. Okay. Don't really know what's going on there. No. Okay. Anyway, sorry, just had to sort that out because I had two videos running for some reason. I had two videos running at the same time, so there was other people waiting in the other video, which I've just deleted. All right, so we're all here. Okay, cool. All right, and so interesting with all the news. So let me share a few things, and we can get stuck into this video today. I've still got loads of bloody stuff running. Why have I got all those videos running? Okay, cool. All right. The chat looks a little bit different as well. Yeah, the chat. I've changed the chat as well now, so you can actually see your faces on the chat, which you couldn't before. So that's been updated as well now. So let me know what you think about the feel of this now, because I've changed things around a bit. Okay, so let's get into sharing some cool stuff. Right. Oh, what's just happened? What's happened? No, nothing's happened. Okay, cool. All right, so a couple of things. First of all, it was Steven Gerrard got a nice Christmas present. Why has my screen gone all glitchy? Why's my screen gone glitchy? Right. Okay. Yeah, Steven Gerrard got a cool Christmas present. Grandad. I mean, to be fair, I still think Stevie G could probably play in our midfield, if I'm completely honest. Also, the Liverpool players visited Alder Hey, and KK's got dribbled past, and also got ignored by Cody Hapko at the background. Again, I didn't think I'll be honest, like I didn't think he had a great game at the weekend. Like I didn't think he was that good. I know a lot of people said like it was his best game. I just didn't think he was that good in the game, if I'm completely honest. I thought Yakuba Minter did him quite a lot. Also, Federico Chiesa is still the highest goals per 90 minutes in the Premier League this season, ahead of Erling Haaland. So Federico's still balling it. Had the chance to score as well in the last game and squared it to Mo and to Isaac, but they didn't do anything with it. Also, need to give a big shout out to this guy, and I also want to break down some of his numbers as well, because I don't know why my head's so far out the way. Let me just fix that, because that is a bit ridiculous. Yeah, I'm just gonna get rid of that because you can't see my head. Okay, cool. Yeah, right. So Ekitike, this is by Troy Deeney, the most underrated striker in the Premier League. 2 goals in 2 games, back-to-back games. Fantastic signing. He will be pushing Erling Haaland all the way for the most goals. This kid is mustard, the real deal. Another one who will be looking forward to the World Cup and thinking he's got to go. He can play off the left-hand side with Kylian Mbappe for France. But unfortunately, Arne Slot doesn't see him coming off the left-hand side, does he? He refused to play him off the left-hand side, which is interesting because I think he'd be good there. Also, a little bit of an update on the Champions League now. Now all the teams have fell into place. We're still in 9th place. So we still need to get a result away to Marseille and also at home to Karabakh. And depending on if other teams win their games, then we still end up out of the top 8. And the reason why I say it is because we don't play any teams in the top 8. So if all the teams in the top 8 win both their games, we don't move. So I just wanted to put that out there because a lot of people seem to be thinking that the Champions League is kind of sewn up. But if we win our games, it still doesn't matter because we're not playing any of the opposition. We're not playing Atletico Madrid. We're not playing Real Madrid. We're not playing Inter Milan anymore. Atalanta. None of those teams are getting played by us. So we still have a problem if we win and they win. So I just want to put it out there that we don't have an automatic spot in the top 8 if we win our games. Okay. We blew it with Galatasaray and also PSV at home. We blew it. Like any automatic chances, really. Also want to bring this up, which is not good. It's not a good stat, by the way, but it is a stat. Out of all of Europe's top 5 leagues, Virgil van Dijk has headed the ball more times than any other player, by 26 times. I just want to put that into perspective. That's how much aerial bombardment we get thrown at us this season. Because everybody knows that long ball, set pieces, corners, all of that stuff, free kicks, all of that stuff seems to be our Achilles heel under Arne Slot. And we are getting absolutely hammered every single game. And Virgil van Dijk's cleared more than anybody else, which isn't a good thing, by the way. It just means that we have to do a lot of defending this season. I also want to bring this up as well. It's not Liverpool related, but I just think it's worth bringing up because it's an incredible achievement if it's done. After his hat-trick against Moreirense yesterday in La Liga, Vangelis Pavlidis became the first player to reach 42 goals for Benfica in a calendar year, equaling numbers not seen since Eusebio in 1965. All he needs is one more goal, either against Farenese, Famalicão or Braga, to actually beat that record. That is an incredible achievement. I just want to put that out there. That is an incredible achievement. No one's done that since Eusebio for Benfica. And just want to stick that out there. Not Liverpool related, but not everything has to be Liverpool related, does it? What else have we got for you? So you've got Jamie Carragher on the offensive, basically, on the defensive or on the offensive, whatever you want to call it. Basically saying that Mo Salah, he doesn't see Mo Salah playing for Liverpool next season. We're going to see Salah from now until the end of the season. If he's thinking of moving on, I would urge him to think again. And the reason is that if Mo is on the move from Liverpool now, the talk he would go to the Saudi League. Liverpool in the second half of the season could get the FA Cup final, the Champions League final. Can you imagine Mo Salah in Saudi watching Liverpool come out of Bucharest in the Champions League final? He deserves a guard of honour. He deserves a mosaic and a cop. Sorry, Jamie, but he deserves a fucking apology from you, mate. And he also deserves a bloody statue. That's what he deserves. Yeah, that's what he deserves. Also, update on Szoboszlai. So Szoboszlai is he's probably going to be out for the Tottenham game, but Szoboszlai has also been on a yellow card since the Manchester City game, since the start of last month. So he's forced off with an ankle injury, which means he's going to be out for the Tottenham game. I'm assuming it's the Tottenham game. And if he manages to go without a yellow card for the next, I think it's the next 2 games, then his yellow cards get rewound back to normal again, which means he won't get banned. That's the Szoboszlai stuff. What else have I got for you? Got loads of stuff for you, actually. I got a couple of memes for you, a couple of funnies. Thank you for changing my life. I'm literally just Ekatike. He's been unbelievable. He's put me in a much better mood, I tell you that. He's put me in a much better mood. I thought this was funny. Gomez fake an injury so Salah can play. Actually, Joe Gomez is going to be out for the Tottenham game, which is not good, but it is what it is. And then you've got wonderful things like this. Ekatike on 10 goals. We have been absolutely garbage up front again. Like, I also want to put it out there as well that it's the first time a Liverpool player has ever gone 10 goals, and it wasn't Mo Salah, since Mane in 2018. I just want to put that out there. That is how mad Liverpool are with Mo Salah. Like, Mo Salah scores all the goals all the time. Like, we've never had... Sorry, not Mane. What am I talking about? Since Daniel Sturridge. Since Daniel Sturridge, sorry. Not Mane, since Daniel Sturridge in 2014. Like, Liverpool have just never had a prolific goal scorer apart from Mo Salah. It's crazy. But Ekatike's there. 10 goals. 10 goals. And I want to show you a really interesting stat on Ekatike, which might actually annoy you, if I'm completely honest. It might actually annoy you, because it annoys me. So I'm going to bring up this stat. Actually, I was right. Sorry. I was right about the Ekatike one. First Liverpool player who wasn't Mo Salah to hit 10 goals in a season in all comps since Mane in 2019-20. Sorry, just wanted to recorrect that. So that's the stat on Ekatike. But I also want to give you this stat, which actually annoys me, if I'm completely honest. So this was actually before... Yeah, so this was before the 2 goals he scored. But Ekatike is the Premier League's joint 3rd highest goal scorer this season, despite only starting 62% of games. And this is what I want to put across. Why? Why hasn't Ekatike played every game? Can I ask you that question? Why has Ekatike not played every game for Liverpool? Why has he only played 62% of Liverpool games this season? Like, he has 10 goals. He's got 9 goals in the Premier League. But he hasn't played as many games as Virgil, as Gravenberch, as Szoboszlai, as Mo Salah, as Cody Hapko. Like, why hasn't Ekitike played every game? He has been the guy that scored the goals. It's actually annoyed me because we might have scored more goals if Ekitike had played, but Arnie Slot was not playing him. Like, make that make sense. Like, he's only played 62% of Liverpool's games this season. He's not been injured. He's literally not been injured. He could have played every single game. Like, this is more stupid stuff by the manager. Like, I'm really trying to give him a bit of leeway. I really am. Like, I'm trying to go, you know what? He's gone back to basics. We're not conceding as many goals. But for God's sake, like, you had Ekitike all season fit. Like, why didn't you just play him? Like, why did you have to sub him and put Isak on, who's just clearly not with it? He's not with it. He's not ready to play for Liverpool. Isak is not ready to play for Liverpool. Like, you can see, he's got no connection with anybody. He's clearly not fit enough. And then you've got this guy who's banging in 10 goals in 15 games. And then you got the manager who's not even playing him. Like, 40% of our games he's missed. That is just gross negligence from the coach. Just pure gross negligence and just a slight bit of arrogance in, I don't need to play XTK. Like, and you wonder why XTK went off form a bit. Well, he went off form because he got dropped for no fucking reason. Like, he literally got dropped for no reason. Like, scored goals and then got dropped. Just really, really dumb. Really dumb stuff. Sorry. God, he annoys me so much. Really, really annoys me so much. Also from David Ornstein. Conversations I've had feel genuinely and resounding like there is no issue for Liverpool to fix. So David Ornstein believes that Mo Salah's coming back after the AFCON and there's no problems. That's what he believes. Everything's been sorted out, which is great news because I want Mo Salah to stay. Also wanted to put this up as well. Just the sheer mentalness of this guy. So wanted to put this up. So you've got the fastest players. Milos Kerkez is in there, 34 kilometers. Also, Dominic Szoboszlai was in there as well. I also wanted to put down some of the distances, which are pretty insane, if I'm quite honest. So this is average distance covered this month in games. Dominic Szoboszlai, 12 kilometers basically. Bruno Guimaraes with nearly 12 and a half. Quite insane numbers. The numbers Dom's been putting up are quite unbelievable. I mean, I'll be straight up. Like, if Dom misses like the Tottenham game and maybe another game, like if he misses Tottenham and Wolves through injury, I actually think that's probably a good thing for Dom because he has done so much running this season that he really could do with a game or two just to not run. Like, and his sprint distances as well for Dom are like up there as well, like 470 meters. I mean, that's a full sprint. So he's been at it constantly, like Dom. So he needs, for me, if he's out for Tottenham in the Wolves game, I think we'll be okay, and that will help him with a bit of recovery. I also wanted to put this up as well because I thought it was interesting. All of the games that are coming up next for Arsenal are all games they dropped points last season. So they drew with Everton, drew with Brighton, drew with Villa, lost to Bournemouth, obviously drew with us, and drew with Nottingham Forest, and they're their next 6 games. So I just want to put that out there that they're not out the woods. Like, they are not out the woods. And they also nearly drew against Wolves. Like, it took 2 own goals for them to get a result. So they're not out the woods. I also want to bring up just how bad some of our loan signings were. Like, they've just completely flopped. Like, so James McConnell's coming back. He's not being used anymore, so he's coming back. Also, the goalkeeper, the Polish goalkeeper's probably going to come back as well because he's not done well. Kostas Tsimikas is going to come back because he's not done well. Like, all of this nonsense about like all of our players being so great and so highly rated, it's just not true. Like, Harvey Elliott has been a complete flop at Aston Villa. It doesn't even fit the system. Apparently he was signed by the director of football a week before he left, and he was sacked, that director of football. So Harvey Elliott's going to come back as well. That's been a complete waste of time. There's a couple of other players that have also come back. Owen Beck's come back as well. He was injured. Also, Cade Gordon's out for the rest of the season. He's out with a meniscus injury, which is a horrible one, which is the one that Joe Gomez got. So I think his career is done with Liverpool. Cade Gordon. Jadon Dans is also injured still as well, so he'll be back in the middle of the season. The amount of injuries we're stacking up now is just like, we do seem to have a bit of a problem, if I'm completely honest. What else have we got? What else have we got? Yeah, so that's the latest stuff I've got for Liverpool. Yeah, that's all the latest stuff I've got for Liverpool. So what we can look at is let me just remove that. Yeah, so that's all the latest stuff for Liverpool. So what we can look at some of the latest news and also some of the upcoming games, and we can kind of have a look at how many points you think we're going to get out of these games, and what kind of formation we're going to play against these teams, and we can look at the form guide as well. So let me just bring that up. Okay, so also that idiot that drove a load of people over at the parade, he's going to get 21 years, which is good news that he's going to get, and rightly so. He's going to get 21 years in prison for what he did. Horrible, absolutely horrible. Also want to bring up this article as well, which I think is really interesting. It's about Curtis Jones and Steven Gerrard. Where is it? Here it is. Let me just bring this up. So this is an article. This is Anfield. I've actually got an Instagram picture of it, but I wanted to read it out. So this is by Henry Jackson. Steven Gerrard's vast influence on Curtis Jones isn't lost in the Liverpool midfielder who called him a huge part of my career and life. Jones is enjoying one of the most impressive runs of form for the Reds, sharing in the wins over Inter Milan and Brighton. Speaking on LFC TV, Steven Gerrard has obviously been a huge part of my career and life, Jones said. I said life because he was probably the first man to really have a pop at me at the academy and just changed me to think, yeah, I'm not better than anybody else. It was a real reality check in terms of how I played and the role that he gave me. Stephen would be first to say that once I overcome a thing where I would complicate things, though I was the man because I had a number 10 on my back and things like that, he'd be the first man to pick on this team. That came with him. I'd always been a kid that was top of the age group, and at times I'd become a little bit passive, and Stephen was the first one to give me a real check. Coming from a man like that who I idolised, I thought I've got to change. If it's him that's telling me. From there, it stuck with me, and it worked. A year after, I'm around the first team, and I'm stood here now on 200 games. So he's obviously a man that I'd like to thank as well. So Curtis Jones primed for a big next step at Liverpool. Jones's talent has never been in question, but to some, he is a player who was flattered to deceive. But there are signs of a grown leadership and consistency coinciding with the birth of his first child, with the midfielder ready to become an indispensable figure. That won't be easy considering Jones is competing with the likes of Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister, Dominic Szoboszlai, but he is performing at an elite level currently. I'm not going to lie. Like I think Curtis Jones is better than Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch right now. So if you stuck Curtis Jones in the midfield, so say we had to play the system which Arne Slot is looking to play now, where he can't really change many players. Oh, hang on. Why isn't that system working? Why isn't that working? Hang on. No, it's not working. No way. Not working anymore. Okay. All right. Well, let's just bring up the system. Oops. Where's the pitch gone? Oh, there it is. Okay, so let's bring up the system. I don't know why it's not working anymore. But Arnie's gone back to this system. Which does seem to be working. I'll be completely honest. Yeah, so that's Gravenberch. Hang on, is he playing a 4-4-2? Yeah, he is playing a 4-4-2 right now, isn't he? He's kind of playing like a 4-4-2 diamond. Am I sharing my screen? Yeah, I am. I'm sorry, just checking I was sharing my screen. So Arnie's gone to like a 4-4-2 diamond at the moment, which is really working. So it kind of looks like this. Yeah, so it kind of looks like, yeah, so it's, sorry, let me just redo that. Why have I got the 11 there? So it's like this. So he's kind of playing this formation. With Ekatike and Isaac, but obviously it's an interesting one, isn't it? Because it does look like this, but I don't think it is. So I think it's more they're spread across, or maybe this way more. Maybe this way more. And then like he's kind of in there, but it's not a 4-4-3 though. It kind of looks like this. I'm trying to work out how they played. It's a 4-4-2 diamond, I know, but there's still 4 in the midfield. Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah. The hell am I doing? What the hell am I doing? So it's like this. It's like this, yeah. So Dominic Szoboszlai is out there. So it's like this. So it's a bit like this. Is that right? It's a bit like this. So I think it's a bit more like that. And in possession, these guys are really pushing high up the pitch. So these are really pushing high up the pitch. And then these two can move in more, and then they kind of stay here. And Curtis Jones kind of drops in here. It kind of looks like that, which is wild, by the way, which is just wild. But it kind of looks a bit like that. And then they can provide width. And I just think that right now, Kirkes cannot play with Cody. Kirkes can't play with Cody. He just can't. He can't play with Cody. But I like the fact that Curtis was dropping into the midfield, as dropping into defence. He was also dropping in it like in this position as well. And Gravenberch was staying more central, like he was staying further back. And then you had McAllister. I mean, I don't know how McAllister played really. Did he play here or did he play here? I don't really know. If I'm completely honest. Don't really know if I'm completely honest. So let's have a look at some of the games coming up. Okay, so let's have a look at the games coming up. So transfer rumours, what have we got? Mark Guehi is now leading target for Manchester City. So everybody's after Mark Guehi by the looks of it. So I just want to share this. So Mark Guehi's Manchester City target. He's also Bayern Munich target. Semenyo is looking like that's a done deal. He's either coming to Liverpool or he's going to Manchester City. James McConnell's coming back. We've also signed a 15-year-old kid called Dara Jaminki. Harvey Elliott's going to be returning. Also, Kostas Tsimikas is probably going to be returning. Liverpool aren't going to be bidding for any of those players, I don't think. So fixtures. Okay, so we've got Tottenham. Also, Ian Rush is out of hospital as well, which is good news. Just wanted to mention that as well. So we've got Tottenham on the 20th of December, and then we've got Wolves at home on the 27th of December, and then we've got Leeds at home on the 1st of January. Like, to be honest, they should all be winnable games. Tottenham are absolute garbage at home, and Wolves have got like 2 points, and Leeds at home should be a result as well. So we should be looking at 9 points from those 3 games, if I'm completely honest. Fulham away is going to be tough, and then obviously Arsenal away is going to be tough as well. And then we've got Barnsley in the cup, and we've got Burnley in the cup. So they're 2 games where we could probably rotate. Elliott coming back, I don't think it's a bad thing at all, because if you look at the bench in the last game, we didn't have a midfielder. We literally didn't have a midfielder, which is crazy. Yeah, so if you look at the bench for this game, where is it? I can't see. Yeah, the bench. So the bench for Liverpool was Mamadashvili, Woodman. So we had 2 goalkeepers on the bench. We had Welton Lucky, who's a centre back. We had Calvin Ramsey, who's a right back, and we have Rio Ngamoa, who's a left winger. And the subs we brought on was Isaac, a striker, Chiesa, a striker, and Robertson, a left back, and Salah. Like, we literally didn't have a midfielder, which is absolutely crazy that we just haven't got any players. We got no midfielders. So if we have a look at the squad, I'm just going to share the squad here. This is the Liverpool squad. The midfielders, Endo's injured. Stefan Bajcetic injured. Trey Ione wasn't even on the bench. I don't know why. I don't know why Trey Ione wasn't on the bench, but he wasn't. And we played Vert, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, and Gravenberch all in one team. So we literally played 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we played all of our midfielders all in that game. And Szoboszlai's injured now. So we've got Bajcetic out, we've got Endo out, and we've got Szoboszlai out, which means all we have left is Gravenberch, Jones, and McAllister, and Trey Ione on the bench for the Tottenham game, because Florian Wirtz isn't a midfielder. He's not getting played as a midfielder. Trey's injured as well. Is Trey injured? Well, we're looking to loan him out, but you can't loan him out if he's. You can't loan him out. And then you got our midfielders: Tommy Pilling, Michael Lafferty, Kyle Kelly, Ben Truman, and Fola Onaruga. I don't even know who they are. Owen Beck's injured. Callum Scanlon's injured. Luke Chambers is injured. I mean, we could bring in Reece Williams and Calvin Ramsey. We've already got Welton Lucky on the bench. We're not even playing Amar Anello because he's like just a red card machine. And then these midfielders are all kids. So we are literally down to the bare bones unless we take McConnell back and Elliott back. If we take McConnell and Elliott back, then they're two players that we could definitely integrate into the team. Like, we could at least have them on the bench because Stefan Bajcetic is just still injured. Yeah, so he's still injured. It's crazy. I think Jerome Frimpong's back in the next game. I think he'll be back, so he'll be on the bench. And then we've obviously got Connor Bradley, which we can play. But because Joe Gomez is injured, we're literally down to all of our central defenders. It's absolutely crazy. Like, it's absolutely crazy. So I'm just going to bring up a So I'm just going to bring up a build up. So I'm just going to throw this up. Just bear with me, because this is crazy. Well, he's not even going to be fit, is he? So it's going to be. All right, so I've got. So I've basically got a lineup here, which I'm just going to show you. So this is a lineup here. I'm just going to take away the chat while we just look at this. So this is a lineup of players that are actually available for the next game. Can I do subs? Can I do subs? Okay, I can do subs. Okay, so subs is going to be Kirkes, Chiesa, Rio, Frimpong. Can't believe I'm sticking Lucky in there, but I think I'm probably going to have to. Have we got anybody else? Mama. I don't actually think we've got anybody else. This is crazy. Yeah, I don't think we've got anybody else available. No. Okay, so this would be the team for next week. So you've got Ekatike, who would probably play there. So if we're going to play the diamond, then it probably looks like this. So you got the two forwards, then you got the floater, then you got Jones deep, Grav deep. Mac could be in here. I don't know where Mac could play, to be honest. Maybe there. I'm not even sure now. Maybe even Vert's out there. I'm not really sure now. And you got Robbo, Bradley, Canate, Virgil. I mean, that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Maybe Ekatike, Vert's deeper, so you could have Mac and Verts and Isaac like this. Maybe like that. But they're like narrow, but they'd be a lot narrower. That's what I'm thinking. And these would be a lot tighter. Jones and Bradley would be a bit more wider. And this is crazy because this would be the team. And these are the subs. Yeah, and these are the subs. Like Kirkes, Chiesa. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, so it'd be Kirkes, Chiesa, Rio, Frimpong, Lucky, Mamadashvili, and I don't know, some kid, another kid. Maybe it'd be like it was the kid that came into the team. The Irish kid, what was his name? Kieran Morrison. Maybe Kieran Morrison gets onto the bench. Yeah, maybe Kieran Morrison gets onto the bench, or Calvin Ramsey. Actually, Calvin Ramsey will be on the bench. Yeah, Calvin Ramsey can play centre back as well, by the way. I just want to put that out there. Calvin Ramsey can play centre back. So maybe it'd be Ramsey and Morrison. Because we're literally down to the bare bones. So maybe it'd look like that. Well, we're missing loads of players. Yeah, Dom's injured. Dom's injured, mate. Yeah, Stefan Bajcetic is injured as well. Oh, strong rumours that he isn't injured. He's just leaving in January. I thought he got a kick. He's a centre back that we signed from Celtic. He's like 15. Yeah, I'm not against that either, to be honest, mate. I mean, if you look at how many aerial duels Virgil's won, like 107. Like, we're going to need someone who can head the ball, and Guehi isn't that guy. Like, he's not a guy that wins a huge amount of headers. He just isn't. So yeah, that looks like, that genuinely looks like that could be the team. Like, ideally, I wouldn't want to play Isaac. I'm not gonna lie. I know we spent 125 million on the guy, but I wouldn't be against not playing him. I really wouldn't. And then maybe having like that. And Isaac wouldn't play, by the way. That would be McAllister. And that'd be Wirtz. And that would be Chiesa. Yeah, that would be Chiesa. Yeah, it would be Chiesa. So yeah, so that would be Chiesa. Or yeah, that would be Chiesa. So you'd have it like this. Potentially. And then you've got Isaac that can come off the bench. So you've got a striker that can come off the bench and go straight up front. Yeah. So that works for me. That genuinely works for me, that team. That's not so bad missing. You're missing Salah, you're missing Dominic Szoboszlai, you're missing Joe Gomez. Do you play Kirkes instead of Robbo? I think you give Robbo a run out. I think that's all right. That would work. That would get a result for me. That would get a result against Tottenham, if I'm honest. I'm all right with that. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Anyway, let's have a look at some of the form guides on some of the teams that we're playing. Let's have a look. So far, nope, FootMob. let's have a look at some of the let's have a look at the league. We'll have a look at the league and we'll have a look at some of the form tables before we shoot out. So Arsenal, their form guide in the last 5 games, they've got a loss and a draw in there, and they've got Everton coming up, who they drew against last time. Liverpool's form guide is a bit stinky. In the last 5 games, we've got 2 draws and a loss, but we're good, apparently. Coach is fine, weirdly. When we've now scored more goals than we've conceded, which is great. I do want to be straight up there, though. Like you need to watch the Brighton game back, because we could have lost the Brighton game quite easily. Like, they had some unbelievable chances. Like, Konate was a colossus. He was. Alisson pulled off another worldie, which would have put us 1-1 before half time. Their guy missed an open goal. Like, honestly, like, Brighton cut us to pieces on numerous occasions. They did. Like, I'm sorry. Like, we can all sit here and go, oh, that was a comfortable. It wasn't a comfortable game. It was not a comfortable game. Like, Brighton should have been a draw or a loss. Like, seriously. Like I don't understand this crazy idea that we're actually getting better when we are still conceding huge chances in games, like, and being cut open at will. Like, seriously, like if Matoma was fully fit, he'd have scored. If Gomez just had a foot that worked properly, he'd have scored 2 goals. I don't know, man. I just don't know. You're right, Christine. If Mamardashvili had played, we'd have probably drawn. If any other goalkeeper in the world had played, apart from Courtois, we'd have probably drawn that game. But for me, like, I just don't see any change. I'm sorry. Like, I really don't. Like, I mean, Ekitike scored 2 brilliant goals. Like, no doubt, he scored 2 brilliant goals. But one of them was from a mistake from their team, where their player cleared it into their own area, basically, and Gomez headed it. And Ekitike spun and shot. Brilliant goal. And then the second one was just like really, really bad defending from a corner. Like, there was 3 Liverpool players that all could have headed the ball in. And I also want to say, like, how come Mo Salah hasn't been taking corners for the last 8 years? Like, he's better than Trent at corners. He's already got 2 assists this season from corners, Mo Salah. And his corners are unbelievable. They drop right on the back stick. They are almost impossible to defend. How have we only worked out, like, 8 years later, that Mo Salah's the best corner taker we've ever had? Let's just work that one out. I think Trent might have got about 25 assists from corners in his career at Liverpool. Mo Salah could have had another 25 assists. Anyway, I'm not going to go on about that, but yeah, Mo could have even more assists with his corners. So looking at Ekitike, I just want a big Ekitike up, by the way, because he's been unfucking believable this season. Okay, so Ekitike got 22 goals in 48 games last season for Eintracht Frankfurt. Ekitike right now is en route to beat that. Ekitike could get 25 goals for Liverpool this season. Like, he could. He really could. He's been sensational. So we got 2 goals in the Brighton game. He played quite well in the Inter game, to be honest, but he didn't score. And he got 2 goals in the Leeds game. He didn't score in Sunderland. He didn't score at West Ham. He didn't score at PSV. He didn't score at Forest. He also didn't play, so he played 16 minutes. Have you noticed the common denominator? Have you noticed the common denominator in these numbers? When Ekitike doesn't start, he doesn't really play that well. 16 minutes against Sunderland, didn't score, got 6. 22 minutes against West Ham, didn't score, got 6. PSV, didn't play much, got 6. Forest, got 6, didn't play. Azerbaijan, this is France. Ukraine, he scored. Manchester City, everyone was shit. Everyone was shit in that game. Let's have a look at his other games. Real Madrid got subbed. Aston Villa got subbed. Brentford, everyone played shit. Frankfurt scored. Manchester United, sub. It's quite interesting. Like, he had this run here where so the start of the season, scored, assist. Newcastle scored. Arsenal didn't play that well, and then Burnley subbed. Atletico sub. Everton scored. Real Madrid. Yeah, interesting. He started to come on now, which is great. I want to look at his. They're all his goals. He scores a lot of goals inside the box, which is good. So he's got 7 goals. This is the Premier League. Yeah, so he's got 7 goals in the Premier League. He's had 30 shots. So he's got 9 shots on target and got 7 in. And he's got an assist. I actually need to go offline for a sec. So just right, I've got to jump on a call, so I've actually got to finish the show early. What I'll do is I will cover this a bit more in the next show, all right? But I will catch you all later. I'm going to forward you on to another show now. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let me just forward you on to another show. So I'm going to forward you on to Don Hussam's show, who's doing a live show now. Before you go, though, if you can all hit the like button, and if you're not a subscriber, can you please subscribe? I'm on the road to 2,000. And if you do want to become a member, drop it in the membership.
Hello, mate. You all right?
Yeah.
How's the job hunting going?
It's